What is up YouTube, IDM here, and welcome back to another Best Tweaks video. This is kind of a more special Best Tweaks video as this is the iPhone X, which I haven't had in a video for a very long time. And these are the tweaks that I consider to be my absolute favorite. They're the tweaks that I personally cannot live without, and they are the ones that I use on a daily device. Now, I actually do have my SIM card from my 12 Pro Max in this iPhone X, and I've been using it as my daily device for about a week now, and I've been absolutely loving it. So a little bit of information about my iPhone X. It is currently running, if we go in here, iOS 14.5.1, and it is jailbroken with checkra1n. And now not only checkra1n, I did use oddysseyra1n to install Cydia and Procursus and libhooker. And to me, this is the most reliable and the absolute best jailbreak for iOS 14, just because of the type of exploit that checkra1n uses, the boot ROM exploit. It just makes for a more stable jailbreak. So I used those to jailbreak this device on 14.5.1. And now I'm going to talk about all the tweaks that I have on this device. Like I said, these are my personal favorite tweaks, the tweaks that I just cannot live without. So we're going to go ahead and jump into settings here, and I'll give you a rundown of the tweaks. So I have AnimPlus, and this is to speed up the animations on this phone. I find this actually very essential, and I don't know why. I feel like I can just get around on my iPhone so much faster than normal by having the animations sped up with AnimPlus. And for those of you that might be curious, if we go to the springboard here are my settings. If you guys want to mimic these, I have them sped up, but it's not too fast so that it's looking glitchy. But it is pretty fast, as you guys can probably tell. Like, exiting an app is very, very fast. So AnimPlus is a must. I got Boxy, and that's how I have moved my icon grid down. As you can see, I have some widgets on this page, and I think this looks really freaking cool with a Xen HTML widget, and then the stock iOS widgets here, and then the apps right there. I really think that looks really freaking cool. So yeah, I'm using Boxy to basically move my icon grid around on the home screen. I have DragSpring, and I have that just so I can perform a respring on my iPhone. So I can just do that directly from settings, just by pulling down in settings, and then it will respring my device. Now, I don't necessarily need this tweak because other tweaks I could use to respring my device, but that's the quickest and easiest one that I've found to use. It's just DragSpring. I think it's really nice. And then we do have Haptic 14. I can't really demo this because it's a haptic. So basically anything I touch on my iPhone, I get a little haptic feedback, like when I open up the application, or if I start typing something, there is a keyboard haptic that I'm getting back that feels really nice. And I find that's a really good combo with AnimPlus, having haptics as well. And then we do have LockPlus here. So if we go to the lock screen here, I give myself 60 seconds for the timeout. So that's one silly little thing I like about LockPlus is my lock screen won't go black for 60 seconds instead of like 10 or 15, whatever stock is. But LockPlus is really powerful because it allows you to create widgets for your device. You can create them for the lock screen, or you can create them for the home screen. As you guys can see here, this widget I actually created with LockPlus, and I use it all the time. So I felt it was definitely a tweak that I wanted on my iPhone just because I like to play with it so much. And then I do have Lynx and Orion. Now, surprisingly, both of these tweaks are friendly with each other. They're both basically like Swiss Army knife tweaks. There is so much you can do with these two tweaks. If I didn't have these two tweaks, I would probably have 30 more tweaks in my settings or on my iPhone. But because of these two tweaks, they are like multiple tweaks all built into one, and I find them to be super useful. So like with Lynx, I mean, you have all these different controls for the system, the lock screen, the app library, the status bar, so on and so forth. It just keeps going, and you can adjust so many different things with these two tweaks. They're pretty amazing. Orion, I would say you have more customization than Lynx, but they do things a little differently and they do have different options, and that's why I have both of them installed. There are some things with Lynx that I can use that I don't have the ability to change with Orion, and there are some things with Orion that Lynx can't do, so that's why I wanted both of them. And surprisingly, Orion was literally just updated yesterday to support iOS 14.5.1, so those are two absolute must-have tweaks. I have Sentinel. Since this is the checkra1n jailbreak, I don't want this iPhone to die, especially when I'm using it as a daily device and I'm out and about and I'm not around my computer to use checkra1n to boot it back up. So I installed Sentinel. Now Sentinel will put it into a hibernation state basically once it reaches a certain battery percentage. I have it set to 10%. So once my iPhone battery hits 10%, it will go into the Sentinel hibernation state, and it won't come out of that until I plug it in and charge it back up. And that just ensures that I don't lose, being in the jailbroken state. Super cool tweak. And then we do have Shuffle, just because I go into my tweaks and adjust them so frequently that having Shuffle rearrange the settings application I find to be super useful as well. Being able to come in here and just go directly to tweaks rather than to scroll down and scroll to get to my tweaks. I just have it up in its own little folder there at the top. So another very functional tweak. And then we do have SnowBoard, and I have, I think, every single extension. For those of you that are going to ask, these are the themes that I'm running. So for the status bar, I'm using Simple Status Bar. For my UI, I'm using Reva UI. I do have a deep shadow here below my icons to give them kind of a 3D effect. And then I'm using a combination of actual stock icons and two themes. So I have Kinda Stock and Oxygen. And I'm using those together along with actual stock icons, like the GitHub icon is stock. The Photos icon is from Kinda Stock, and then the Settings icon is from Oxygen. Like I said, I'm using those together because I think they all kind of match. And if you didn't know, you can go ahead and go into edit mode with SnowBoard and double click the icon, and you can change the icon. You can choose which one it's supposed to be or view all of the different icons in the theme and basically set it to any icon you want. That's a very cool feature of SnowBoard. And those are basically the themes that I am using. Aside from that, there's just the normal SnowBoard dock stuff, and then Kinda Stock does come with some shadow effects for the icons as well. So we got SnowBoard and we got all of the extensions, and then of course Xen HTML, so that I can use widgets on the home screen because I think it looks so freaking cool. And that is basically all I have on this device. That's all I really need. We can actually go into Zebra, so I guess that's another thing. I like to use Zebra. Cilio is getting much, much better, but I still prefer Zebra. I think Zebra is just a little bit better. So I have Zebra as my package manager. And then a couple little things here. So I do have iCleaner. So I think iCleaner is very smart to have on a jailbroken device to keep the files cleaned up. You can get rid of unwanted junk. So using iCleaner regularly can really help your device out when you're jailbroken. We have the Orion app there. I do have reprovision, but I'm not really using it. It doesn't seem like it's working properly on 14.5.1. And then the SnowBoard application itself. And if we go into Zebra here, I think that's basically everything. I'm just going to just double check my installed tweaks. I have Zebra Alpha. I'm just testing that right now, so I wouldn't include that in this list. And I think that is literally everything that I have on this device. Yeah, pretty much. I think from here on, so we got libhooker, Zebra, and then after Zebra, it's just all of the packages that are dependent upon for the jailbreak to operate, but that's basically all I got. And this is the bare bones kind of tweaks that I personally like to run. I'll leave them all listed down in the description. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely throw me a thumbs up. That helps me out a lot here at the channel. And if you guys want to see more videos like this in the future, don't forget to click that subscribe button. This has been Jeremy, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Later.